Perfect. Now, when you look at the economic calendar, the whole of this week, tomorrow being Monday, we have a couple of very important updates. We have PMI for the euro, that is during the London session. We also have PMI for the pound, that is around 12:30 p.m. And we will also be having PMI, flash service PMI for the dollar during the New York session, tomorrow Monday at 4:45 p.m. Kenyan time. Then later on, we're going to have a speech for the pound, for the Bank of England, that is for the pound. And then on Tuesday, we don't have anything from our economic, from the red folder. We really don't have anything. Then on Wednesday, we're going to have CPI for the Australian dollar. So for those guys who trade the Audi pairs, take note of the CPI, Consumer Price Index for the Audi, as well as during the London session, 10 a.m. Kenyan time, we're going to be having CPI for the pound. So expect some reaction for the pound pairs during the London session on Wednesday morning hours. Then we're going to have Thursday, we have final GDP for the dollar, as well as unemployment claims data will be released. That is what the key news, or rather economic data that we expect to be released on Thursday. Then on Friday, during the London session, we have retail sales for the pound. Then during the New York session, 3:30 p.m., that's around 8:30 a.m. New York time, going to have GDP for the Canadian dollar. Then we're going to end our week with PCE price index for the US dollar. That's how we're going to be wrapping our week. So take note of that. Whatever you've seen on the screen, these are key and major important fundamentals that we have for this week. So when you're trading, make sure you get updated daily so that you get to understand and know what to expect on whichever pair you're going to trade. So on to the technical part of it. I'm just going to touch on the key price levels. I'll focus so much on daily time frame, weekly time frame, and monthly time frame. Then I will be giving also ideas on the 4 hours time frame. Before that, I want to mention something that is very important. Whichever strategy that you're using, I need to mention this so that you know how best to tackle your trades this coming week. So the first thing, I just want to mention this. It's very, very important. Because if you don't know this, you might be wondering what is happening in the market. You can see Benji, Kenya is here, Aris is also around, and many, many other members of the community. So there are these three, is Ngari around? I don't know. Okay, there are these three, there are these several cycles in the market that I want guys to take note of. We have a monthly cycle in terms of price movement. Then we have a daily cycle. Then we have under this monthly cycle, sorry, let me do it afresh. So we have a monthly cycle which coordinates with the daily time frame, which gets aligned with 1 hour. Then we have another cycle which starts from weekly, coordinates with the 4 hours time frame. Then 30 minutes is for confirmation. Then we also have daily cycle, which coordinates or works better with 1 hour. Then all the way we go to 15 minutes for entries. These three cycles are very important. Then also on the hourly cycles, we have 4 hours, which coordinates with the 30 minutes. Then for 30 minutes, we use 5 minutes. Across all these cycles, we have 1 minute, which is a universal time frame. Sometimes you can go all the way to 1 minute for refinement. Then for the case of the daily, sometimes you can go to 3 minutes for refinement, based on some entry techniques. Whichever strategy you're using, whether it's ICT, smart money concept, anything. For me, the strategy I trade is simple price action and deep liquidity concepts. So that's what I call my strategy: simple price action and deep liquidity concepts. So for those who trade the same as I, they know what I'm talking about. And then those guys who trade ICT, we have commonalities in some aspects, how we view the market, but at the end of the day, we have the same thing. So all these time frames are very important. So when you're doing analysis from a weekly perspective, I mean, when you're looking for midterm swings, you need to focus on with the following time frame: weekly, then we have 4 hours, and we also have daily. These are the time frames that can give you an idea on where the market is heading to, especially when you're looking for weekly midterm swing opportunities. This is not all about day trading and scalping. All right. So if you can hear me and if you're together, let me see on the chat section so that if I proceed to the next thing. If you are here and you can hear what I just said, let me see on the chat section so that I know we're together. I decided to mute everyone so that we don't have distraction in between. So when the next speaker will be here, you get a chance to speak. Perfect, that's clear. So these cycles, when you're trading the market, don't just pick timeframes randomly. Then we have what we call mirror timeframes. Mirror timeframes ni kama 2 hours, 3 hours, and so on. You can use even 8 hours. Those are mirror timeframes. So these are the major timeframes or cycles that you need to focus on. They work best based on experience and backtesting. They work best. And then whenever you are looking for some specific things in between and you can't get them clearly on those time frame, that's where now you use the mirror time frame, like 2 hours, 3 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, and so on and so forth. Now, when you want to read your market structure clearly, you need to use the line chart. These are things that many people don't know. You need to use line chart for refinement. Let me delete all these. Okay, maybe before I go further, there are structures that shows weak. There are weak structures and there are strong structures. Maybe I need now to talk about DXY. We need to look at the dollar index, and then later on we're gonna be able to move to other pairs. So I'll start with the monthly time frame. When you look at the dollar index on the monthly time frame, we can clearly see for some time, a couple of times since 2020, 2021, the dollar has been bullish until when we were in the year 2023, we had some sort of price ranging between 108.5 all the way to 100.7. So that's where the dollar has been ranging in terms of price. So if you look at the current structure, I want us to focus on the current structure. Initially, when price of dollar was pushing to the upside from the monthly perspective, when the dollar was pushing up, it caused this liquidity at the bottom, and then price went all the way and traded above this zone and this zone and actually this zone. So I can use this. So these are the zones that price traded above. And when the market was trading above these zones, you can clearly see that on the monthly time frame for the last 3 months, dollar has been bearish. And this zone where I've marked with this gray bar, it represents an area of liquidity, because anytime you see weak overlaps on higher time frame, as far as on how we trade, that is an indication of an area of liquidity. And that's why when price reacted in the previous weeks, at this zone, we can see that the market is trying to reject price from the downside because we have this week. If you go to the daily time frame, if you go to the daily time frame, you can clearly see that this particular zone, it's a zone that caused a swing price movement. I'm talking about this push. Hii zone ndio ilifanya market ikaanza form structures za kwenda juu. Now using the daily time frame, we can clearly see, use the daily time frame, this is my highest price level around 109.500. That's my highest price level, as all of you guys can see technically. And if you check the structures, price tried to form a clear bullish structures, bearish structure from the upside. And then when the market came and traded below this swing point, this particular point, it was an indication that we're going to be bearish for some time. Going to be bearish for some time. So we're going to be bearish for some time. And when the market was leaving, or when the market was selling, if you look at this clearly, when the dollar was dropping, if you look at this area clearly, you can see a bearish structure being printed. You see this? A bearish structure being printed. And then we had a massive impulsive bearish drop. Then, now the question that we should ask ourselves is, why did price react from this zone? It's because there was some sort of liquidity that was left here. There's something I said to you guys the other week. Whenever you see the market moving from a certain zone impulsively, just know that liquidity has been collected. And when the market is moving slowly, just know it's building up liquidity. So when price left from this zone that grabbed liquidity, it means there's also another liquidity that is left that price has to come, take it, and continue with the direction of the trend. So having said that, on this dollar index, on the dollar index, technically, I'm trying to see price forming a structure, which is here. I'm seeing price forming a structure, and the body of this swing zone, or the body of this price level, has closed above where we had the last sellers. If you go to there's what you call, okay, you can use 1 hour and 4 hours. If you go to 4 hours time frame, you can clearly see that. And on the monthly time frame, price is on the areas of liquidity. So this tells me I'm still anticipating, or rather I'm expecting the dollar maybe to keep on pushing all the way to 106 before maybe it continue to sell, right? So if I try to check even on the low time frame, okay. Yes, so I'm for these coming few days ahead of us, I'm expecting the dollar to keep on pushing to the upside, right? I'm expecting dollar to keep pushing up to the upside. So I'm going to talk about, I'll talk about Euro USD, GBPUSD. I also give out an insight on gold. Then the remaining pairs, I will allow the remaining pairs. I'm going to allow other team members to also share their views. So starting with I hope you guys are following. Starting with Euro USD. If you're following, let me see on the chat section. I think I can start with GBPUSD before I go to Euro USD. If you're following, let me see on the chat section, guys. If you're following, let me see on the chat section. So, as usual, I'll go back to monthly time frame and talk about where we're heading to. So, all right, I can see Leonard is here. Mr. Philemon, around Kenneth. Oh, Constance. Oh, Constance, she's from Cameroon. Wow, I'm glad you're here. And see Shem. Mark is also. All right. So now, when you look at GBPUSD on the monthly time frame, initially, the market will always tell you a story, and you don't need to. The market is always correct. Just go with what the market tells you. So if you look at the structure very well, initially price has been bullish. If you look at since from the monthly time frame, that is since 2022 around September, price has been bullish. I'm talking about this structure. Let me try to label it. I'm talking about the all of this structure. Price has been bullish. Then the previous structure, price was bearish. So you need to take note of that. So when the price was bullish, or while the market is buying, was what is it going for? So it's actually, the simple thing is price will always go for liquidity. The market will move from one liquidity zone to the other, the next liquidity zone. So if you look at the previous structure, this zone is very important because we have an mitigated zone that was there before the market impulsively dropped. That's why price was coming back to tap into this area of liquidity. Based on how I understand about liquidity consumption, the market has not consumed even 50% of this particular area. So that simply means at some later point, price will still come and consume the whole of this zone, maybe before it impulsively drop, or if price breaks above that structure, gonna go to the next area of liquidity based on that time frame. Now, if you look at where the current market is at, first of all, when we see this impulsive move, and then the market came down all the way here, this is a shift point, which tells me we might be selling massively soon. We might be selling massively soon. So if you go to the monthly time frame, price is at where we have also weak overlaps. And weak overlaps, monthly time frame, as I told you guys on higher time frame, it's an indication of I'll put this here. It's an indication of an area of liquidity. It's an indication of an area of liquidity. So I'll change the colors to avoid confusion. So the red lines represents the weak overlap, which will be seen clearly on the daily time frame as an area of liquidity. So if you move from this time frame, that's why you can see some sort of reaction. You can see resistance from the upside to the downside, right? So if price reacts from this zone, then we'll be selling to the daily levels, which I'm going to show you in a few. But if price chooses to break this zone, of course, remember the market doesn't move in a straight line. It has to take liquidity before it heads to the direction of the trend. So if price comes and takes out this 1.30465 level, we're going to be heading to all the way to 1.37516 as swings. Those could be long-term swings. So if I come to the daily time frame, when I come to the daily time frame, the two red lines represent the monthly week overlaps, which on a daily time frame, it's an area of liquidity. And if you look at this one very well, there's a structure that has been created. For those guys who understand around retests, liquidity flips, liquidity engineering, you know what is happening here. But for the sake of this meeting, I'll just talk about what I'm anticipating. So initially, price came from this high. Let me show you. From this high, then the market dropped, right? When the market dropped, it came and took this low, then went up and took, reacted on this high, then again came down and did what? Cleared this other low, right? So as the market is coming, the best area to look for swing sales, or rather the best area to look for sharp sales in terms of swinging, will be at this particular point based on a type of liquidity we call a type 1 of liquidity. But those guys will call this an order block. In simple terms, we call this a bearish engulfing pattern, right? All of this is a bearish engulfing pattern. Talking about this candle and this one. So that is an indication of a type of a liquidity. So as far as I'm concerned, I will always go to the lowest time frame and get details that are this area that will give me a reason to sell. So in terms of swinging, at that particular point, if I come to, can use 4 hours or 1 hour, but 1 hour works best with one monthly, daily, and 1 hour. So ukiangalia vizuri sana hapo, what we have this normal, liquidity engineering at that particular price point. And if you see what has happened in the previous weeks, let me show you. The market came and reacted around that zone. That's why we had this sell here. That's why we had this particular sell. For those who are in, I think it was on Thursday, I'm not sure, Thursday or Wednesday last week when we were having our morning session, we had this sell on GBPUSD. This idea was actually here. That's why the market reacted from that point. So for this specific week, I might be expecting price to push up further, and then we're going to have massive sells. And when price will be selling, it's going to the next area of liquidity. If the momentum or the bears will be strong enough, then we'll be aiming to sell all the way to this key zone or this particular point, right? Because here we have some liquidity, or we have untested zone that has not been consumed. So the price will be coming here. So this zone will help us decide if we'll continue holding the sales, or rather if we'll have a turning point. Because remember, on the monthly time frame, you're very bearish, but currently price is at an area of liquidity, which is a monthly week overlap, and it's seen as a clear formation on the daily time frame. So if price comes here, it might give us a push that will take us all the way to the next area of liquidity, which is above there. Then maybe based on the structures that will be built up on the daily time frame, we'll use them to make a decision on how to manage our trades. Up to that point, are we together? I think that is clear as that. So what you need to do as the week opens, this specific week, already tushaona tuko na hii shift point. Already tuko na hii shift point hapa. Let me see. Yes, we have this shift point. Then above this shift point on 4 hours time frame, I'm giving you an idea of a swing trade for this week, but we'll be doing the morning sessions. So we have this shift point. On that shift point, what do we have? We have this structure here, which you could term it as an inside structure formation. So price might, for this coming week, for the weekly structure, price might come here and still sell. That is on 4 hours. But of course, remember, you need to use the better time frame alignment to take advantage of that. If I check on the daily time frame, I have this structure here. Ngari, I think I muted you. Don't worry, I'll unmute you in a few. So if you check on this structure here, that is on the daily time frame. When you're looking for weekly swings, you need to use daily and 4 hours. It can give you a clue of where we are heading to. For that, so have this turning point, but I don't see it really price. Okay, let me see. The price close below that body, or no? Yeah, this could be an idea to tell us we're gonna be selling more on GU. So if I'm using daily, I could use these week overlaps for confirmation. So in short, everything on GU, it's giving me ideas on sales. So that is, I'll leave it at that point. So let me look at GU. Let me look at Euro USD. I think I might have the same scenario, Euro USD. Gary, get ready. I'm going to give you a chance to talk about gold and any other pair, gold and maybe GJ. And then Benji will talk about other pair, maybe Euro JPY, and then Kim out USD, so that we don't stay in this meeting. Later on, we're going to do our other meeting for stocking other pairs for long-term swings. So on Euro USD, of course, starting from the monthly time frame, we can clearly see that price has been bullish, just like the GBPUSD had a structure, the whole of this structure. GBPUSD, sorry, Euro USD. So tukiangalia where we are, I need to, guys, when you're talking today, make sure you use English because there are people who don't understand Swahili. Just focus on English. So at this particular point, we have another area of liquidity in terms of weak overlap on the monthly, which is seen as a formation, on the daily time frame. That's why I have all this. So I'm also anticipating I could use this as my turning point. So I'm also anticipating to have some sales, probably all the way to this particular point. That's a possibility. Maybe then we'll be buying, right? That's what I'm anticipating for. Those are just swing ideas, the midterm swings. So, but if I look at the top of this area, I can't see any serious thing, but I can see a type 5 of liquidity. So if the market opens, there are two possibilities. Based on the structures that will build up on 4 hours and maybe 1 hour, they will give me an idea of where to sell from exactly. But again, above here, if you go back to this particular point, we have a hidden area of liquidity. You can't see it on monthly, but it's seen on this structure. So there's a possibility of price coming here. There's a possibility of price coming here before it sells. I hope that is something that you guys can. So there's a possibility of maybe price reacting here, coming here, taking this hidden area of liquidity, which is not seen on monthly, but it's seen on the daily before price drops. So that is on Euro USD. So I don't want to say much that because of time. I also want to allow others to speak. So the next speaker, Ngare, you can take over on gold and maybe GJ. And then from there, Benji, you can also talk about Euro JPY and any other pair. Then Aris, Audi USD, and maybe USD card. I think that is it. So I'm going to give the mic to the next speaker.
Hi guys, can everyone hear me? I hope everyone can hear me. So ideally I'm not in my computer, so I'll have to rush through a lot. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll be checking the gold charts, and ideally, for any trades that we'll be taking on gold. Remember, gold is heavily affected by fundamentals. So USD, yeah, gold is heavily affected by fundamentals. So we might be making like some proper, good analysis, but then at the end of the day, you'll find that fundamentals, uh, fundamentals like takes over. Yeah. So ideally, personally, at this point in time, I would tell you guys not to be looking for scalps. More like you look for a long-term trade that you're going to hold for like a good time. Yeah. Why am I saying this? Because when gold starts moving, it starts moving to the upside, and it moves like nobody's business. Yeah. So ideally, the first trade that we could have taken is this, where I just marked, because there's this thing that we usually say validation to violation, and or if you check well, if you like sit down to this, there's a weak overlap from here to around here. So this was the first buy. If you entered that trade, say on Friday, ideally it's approaching your, maybe it's hit your TP. Okay, it's approaching your TP. Maybe it'll, the day will open with a gap to the upside. But this weekend I've just been relaxing. I don't know what's been happening in the market and all of that. So I can't assure you that it will open with a gap because I don't know if we had news in the weekend or anything of the sort. So ideally, price came to for this zone. Ideally, yeah, because we had a weak overlap from over there. Price came directly to this where the wick is. It tapped, then it shot up. I think we didn't talk about this on Friday. I don't know. Friday, actually, I couldn't talk about it because I wasn't on. Yeah, my mind was off. So ideally, I'm looking for setups, and I'm looking for a setup that if I get, I'm holding. Yeah. So the first place of consideration will be around here. This over here. This will be my first zone of consideration. So ideally, price might move fast to the downside, or it will be giving you opportunities to sell it. Because ideally, for and I understand that in lower time frames we've already gotten a shift, so price is going to get that shift, so it can dip to the downside. Yeah. So this is will be my first consideration for a buy. Yes, we can also buy here. Let me just show you one day. Let me just show you over there at this. You can buy, but when you're buying, you shouldn't be like buying to hold. It should be like some small scalps. Yeah. From let me just mark this validation to violation. This one over here to this one over here. So ideally, this will still be your point of interest. Why do I consider that? Because gold is still rallying upside, and it might decide to just go down a little bit. At if you observe keenly, there's this zone over here. As much as it came tapped here, there's this zone where we have liquidity lying. Yeah. So ideally, I do expect my stop loss to be here. Hey, you guys, I don't know where you'll be getting these trades from because I'm currently not in my on my computer, so I'm not taking screenshots of this. This is where I'd actually be camping and waiting for price to come for me. Yeah? I'll be camping here, wait for price to go maybe over here. Let me just zoom in and see because we might be having sales from here or this. I don't see it going up here fast. I'm expecting price to react from here or around here. Then it will dip till here. From here, maybe you'll be getting your scalps. Yeah, you get your good scalp buys. Take profit one should be around here. This should be take profit one where there is this weak overlap. After you've gotten that, now you have to like sit down, relax. Like I told you, I'm not in my computer. But I hope you guys understand. Even as you can see, I'm using guest over here. Yeah. So ideally, that's what I would want to see for gold. But ideally, I'm camping down below. I'm waiting for price to come and give me like good entries from here. Wait, where was this? This week overlap over here. This will be where I want to swing it. But ideally, at the end of the day, yeah, I am highly anticipating price to come down to this zone. I want you to see the monthly time frame. Yeah, this zones here. This is a major point of interest from here. So if price comes and ventures in here, what I'll be doing is I'll be I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting for price to come to pick out. There's a lot of liquidity lying around here. Yeah. So there we have so many points of interest over here, but this one is for a long term period, not right now. Yeah. So I want to see price coming down, taking consuming this liquidity, going to the upside, then coming back down again, because we have a lot of liquidity lying here, lying here. lying here, as you guys can see here. So I want price to come and consume this liquidity. Then I'll start maybe considering my entry. Personally, I'd consider this area over here. Why this area and not this area? Simply because when you look at, let me just see if I can get that rectangle tool. If you watch around here, if you watch around here, liquidity was lying here, lying here, lying here, and price just kept going, rallying up to the upside. Yeah. So the reason why I'm considering this area here, it's because ideally you've seen this, we had consolidation over here. It means price is very interested in this zone. Yeah. So that's why I will consider this area to be taking my entries. And ideally, maybe I take this zone, but for refining, you have to go to lower time frames. 1 hour. This, what I'm talking about, it's more of a swing trade, like you buy and hold till kingdom come, or you hold until you start feeling bad. As my fellow Ugandans have taught me, you hold a trade until you start feeling terrible about being in so much profit. Ah, shucks. One day. I guess I'll have to refine it with 1 hour. I don't think it's that far off. Okay, it's here. So ideally, this over here is our point of interest. As you guys can see, what price did here, it came wicked, then immediately rallied to the upside. Yeah. So ideally, there's a lot of liquidity, as you guys can see. It was left over here. So I want price to come consume all this, all of this, all of this. So ideally, this is where I would consider entries from here. Why did I pick this? Simply because when you're looking at price, you look at where is price mostly interested in, and over here we have a weak overlap. If this one doesn't hold our entry from here, then we'll be looking for entries over here. Yeah, pardon me. So ideally we would look for entry over here. For this is what I will use as a OTR, and this will be my FMD. Yeah, but you can't be entering a trade with this kind of stop loss. This is a big one, like a very big one. I hope it's not what I'm thinking it is. Yeah, this is like 100 pip stop loss. Yeah, ideally our main focus will be like 200. Yeah, so ideally I wouldn't say you end up from there. Maybe we look at the 15-minute time frame to look for. Oh my days, oh my days, I wish I was on my computer, but you guys just bear with me. So yeah, we're currently at the 15-minute time frame. We're looking for entries on gold. This is like for a long term period, but I've shown you, if you wanted to get a scalp, you can get a scalp buy, and also you can get a scalp sell. January 25th, so I can't check with this. Okay, I don't know. I don't know how we can work around that. Anyways, but tomorrow in the morning maybe we can go for we can go seek for one. But let me look at sales right now. What you guys will be expecting. This is what pushed price to the upside. Yeah. So this could be our shift. Oh, yeah. From here. So this is where we had our shift. After we got this shift, what is not happening? Text. After we got this shift, yeah. But when you get like a good sell from here, you just hold it. Yeah. especially if you have your account has the financial capability to do that. So price is currently rallying to the upside. There are people who are looking at this as the head and shoulder. Head, this is the left shoulder, this is the right shoulder, and it's dipping. But I'm expecting price to come up until this zone over here. Where is this? Okay, it's here. I'm expecting price to come up until here. We have a type there. So that's my point of interest. Yeah. When price gets there, just take a small. Don't stress yourself so much. Take a small stop loss. You can decide to risk big or risk small. It doesn't matter, because if you watch keenly, 200, just 20 pips is more than enough. Yeah. Then you can ride it. I'd say up until this zone, this will be my profit target. This is more than, as you guys can see, it's like 600 pips. Yeah. So far, it's moved like how many pips? Nico CBD. If you hear the noises in the background, ni Mama Tatu. So from here, from the highest point till now, it's moved like 580 pips. Yeah. So currently, I'm expecting price to move up until here, or dip a bit lower to this zone huko chini. This is what I'm expecting to see from gold. Yeah, first to get up until here. So if you manage to get a sell trade on gold, this is what you will be looking at. It will be a clean trade. You can ride it for maybe it will move the way gold is moving. Yeah? If we don't get any news about Palestine or Israel, we'll be expecting massive gold selling. Yeah. And if you get an opportunity, ideally you can get a small buy from this. Actually, I feel like this one was consumed. We'll be waiting for price to get here. It looks like from what I've been watching, it looks like price was consumed at my first point of interest over here. So I'll expect price gold to run through it like water. Yeah. So I'll be looking for buys from around here. Small buys. Don't hold it so much. You take your buy from there. Then expected TP. Yeah, that's pretty much accurate. 200, which is big. So 30 minutes. Let's refine this entry for gold buys. Yeah. So we'll be looking at buys from here. This zone. Yeah. Ideally, the first trade that you'll be taking is from here. After you get an entry from here, this is a long. Don't hold it so much unless we get some different news, because Google is a major player when it comes to fundamentals. So ideally, I'd be expecting maybe till there. Oh my days, why is it coming like this? Anyways, oh okay. I wish I could have logged in, but anyways, I'll just do it again. So like I told you guys, yeah, was I'd be expecting gold to come down to this zone one day. This will be my first point of interest over here. Then I'll slide over to 30 minutes. So when gold comes down to this, but again, remember, I keep on insisting, gold is a major player when it comes to fundamentals. It can keep going up, and you should watch what these guys say, because the major banks have bought gold. So we might not even come to around this area. But major banks have bought gold in speculating that there will be a big crash. There will be not just but a crash. There will also be big recession coming up because of what Trump and other guys are doing. So this is where I'll be expecting my entries for long positions. This is a long-term trade. Yeah, it might take days to get here, but once it comes to this point, you can hold it for a good period of time. So when um, when you get that kind of a trade, you can hold it with no fear, because ideally everyone is expecting gold to keep going up and up and up. Yeah, so this is where I'll be camping for it. And as much as this also is a major area, if you're buying from around here, maybe I don't know, maybe here, I'll need to go down to the charts to see. We'll be looking for buys from here. You hold until here. Yeah. Don't be in a rush to get into trades and get out of trades, because for gold, ideally, we are majorly bullish. And the reason why I'm expecting this to be broken is because price tapped here twice. Yeah. So there's a lot of liquidity lying below here. Price is a slave to liquidity. So price must, and and I'll repeat, price must come down there. That's my thoughts for gold. I can't go as deep as I wanted, because at any time this thing is threatening me to whatever. This thing is threatening me that it will ask me to purchase or log in. I'm not using my computer. So this is where I'm camping for this gold to dip to come to my entry. And so if you manage to get a good sell from here where I showed you guys, you can actually hold it up until here. This could be a take profit, and that's some good pips, by the way, unless fundamental says otherwise, by the way. This is roughly 14k pips. That's a lot, even with 0.01. Yeah. And if you enter with a good lot from here, 16k pips, that's a lot. That's a lot. Anyways, I'll go to GBP JPY. Wait, do we have any questions before I move? Nothing. Okay, I'm continuing. Yeah? On GBP JPY. Yeah. So ideally for this, we sold from up here. We took the round retest. Yeah. We sold from somewhere. Wait, let me go to the daily first. We took ourselves from here. We took it on from here. We've been holding. I'm still expecting price to keep going to the downside before we actually like shoot. There's this liquidity line here. This is a lot of liquidity line here. Where is it? Okay, it's here. So because we have liquidity line here, there's no escaping. Price must come, whether we like it or not. The price must come here. But I want to see price leap to the downside. Let me just reload. I want to see price going down below like nobody's business. Yeah. Then I'll be looking for my sales, proper sales from around this zone. And the reason why we marked this zone is because when you look at the higher time frame, yeah, it tells you that. Let me just show you instead of telling you. There's liquidity lying here on these weeks. Apart from liquidity lying from that weeks, there's also major liquidity lying on top of here. Yeah. So those are our points of interest. Okay, let me go. So we have liquidity. You can have liquidity everywhere, but I've not seen a shift from here yet. Up until we get this shift, but before we get this shift, we'll wait for months before we actually get this monthly shift. will wait for a long period of time. Yeah. So best believe before price comes like dips to this point and closes monthly with the body, we'll have to wait. So I'm going to go to the weekly. When we are at the weekly, yeah, we got the shift from here. Trend line. We got our shift from here. This is on the weekly. And we've been having this week overlap. Yeah. Price took that week overlap, then it started dipping. And it's been dipping. We haven't gotten we got a daily shift. I'm sure we got a daily shift because this all happened in the weekly time frame. So as you guys can see, we had this week over here, and this one, they were overlapping, and price did not fail. It came, consumed that, then it's been dipping. Personally, I'm still very bearish on this because price came to this. We had a flip level over here, and it's a round retest flip. So personally, I took this sell. I'm still holding it up until around here. So if you are in the sell, you could keep holding, but make sure you take some money out. If you're not holding it, then I don't know. So ideally, I'm expecting price to come to around this level, but we actually had why was this? There's something that I was looking at. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Let me go to the 1 week. I want you guys to see something here. From over here, this is actually where we'll be expecting to get our shift. But before we get price, I'm thinking maybe the currently sales that we are on will take us to the downside so that we'll get the shift that we are waiting for. Price to break below this. After price has broken below this, then it breaks below this. Yeah. So I will not be looking for buys at any time soon because price has been showing me that it has to dip. Strong weak rejections from the area of liquidity up here. So I'm thinking I'm looking for sales. So if if you're looking for sales, let's go to the 1 hour time frame. And price decides to rally back up here somewhere. Yeah. This is what pushed price to the upside. This one. So if you got that push of price to the upside from there, then this is where we got our shift, right? So if that's where we got our shift, then this is our area of interest. If price keeps going up, I'll be expecting one sell from here. Yeah. If not from there, let me go to the 4 hour. As you guys can see, price there's a liquidity here. Yeah. For me, I was taught it as indomitable. Indomitable means price will make um, will engineer liquidity, go away, then come back to take some of the liquidity, then go away again. Oh my god. But anyways, this is what I'll be looking for. This is how I'll be cooking. I'll be waiting price to come to this zone. If we don't get any news or anything that's hindering it, we have a type 1 over there. No, it's not a type 1, type 5. Yeah, we have a type 5 over there. So I'll look to short it from this. Yeah. Okay, that's a buy. Long, short. I'll be looking to short it from here. But remember, we are playing a probability game. So it can be a short or a long anytime soon. But because price came to a zone that hadn't been mitigated, I'm expecting it to shoot much lower, lower. So that's why this is my point of interest. If you got in for buys, I have someone who we are in a group with. They were scared to enter in for buys. I asked him, why are you getting in for buys? He just felt scared. He didn't say anything. This was actually where the buys were to be taken. If you are keen enough, there's this, there's that structure, and there's validation and invalidation. So you had everything that was telling you to enter buys from here. Yeah. So if you got your buys from here, and you're holding, this could have been your point of interest. So you go down to the 30 minutes to look for a clean entry with a low stop, small stop loss. So this was the first time you got buys. This is the second time you got buys, and I want you guys to see how the buys were taken. As you guys can see, this is the zone that we've marked, and I will also mark at this point. Why? Because price engineered liquidity over here. Price was going up, it went down. It looks like a structure, to be honest with you guys. It looks like a structure, as you guys can see. Tata, then short up. Yeah. So I would have camped, wait for my price to be tapped, then go to the upside. Or that was the second time going for the buys. Yeah. Or if you weren't contented with that, you could have gone to the 15 minutes for refinement. Yeah. And ideally, this could have been a clean entry for you guys. Yeah, that's the type, by the way, the one that I've marked, an area of liquidity, area of interest, whatever. As you can see, you got a clean tap in, it pushed to the upside, it came and tapped in again, then rallied to the upside. Yeah. So if you are to get in for buys, I apologize, you are late. You won't get them because price came, it gave you the first entry, it gave you the second entry. Now it's going to rally up until there, 200 or even 15 pips. So you take that, um, and you think it's going to go higher. I would anticipate up until somewhere here, but yeah, I'm still holding my cells, the ones that we took at this week. Yeah, I'm still holding them. I think I'll keep holding them until I see something else. But at the moment, yeah, this is what I'll be expecting price to do. Get a clean entry, then ride it down below. Any questions before I wrap it up?
Well, I think
Yeah, yeah.
it's clear. We've been able to
Uh-huh.
see the setups on gold and GJ. Maybe because of time, the next speaker can come in so that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we discuss them in the morning. So, Benji, you can take over.
Yes, Mzee. Good evening. I hope I'm loud and clear.
Yes, we can hear you.
Very nice. Sasa, I would like to appreciate you guys for the good work that mumefanya. From you taking over from the fundamentals. Good evening. From fundamentals this week to DXY to analyzing the pairs. And since we actually don't have a lot of time, I will be very brief. And I like the last presenter, amepresent vizuri sana and giving us ideas on what to do. So, Basweti, share screen. Okay, this is what I want to share. Share screen too. Yes, very nice. So I hope my screen is visible on your side, but wait, confirm to BIOS.
Yes.
Very fast. Okay. Thank you so much. So I'll talk about DXY very fast, and on the daily time frame. I would like to talk about DXY first on the daily time frame. This week we are having not so many fundamentals, but they are good. And as I said from last week, I was anticipating the dollar to gain some strength, and this is a pullback move. Actually, the main trend tulisha shift market. The dollar is very weak, but currently the market cannot move in one direction. It has to also move. Just to pull back, then you can continue with the market trend. And I've been told that I have to observe the language is English, purely English, and because we're having international clients, congratulations. I see we are progressing well, the husband. So I would love to see a pullback on DXY, probably to these areas of imbalances or the block, we have a fair value gap that is there, so we can continue going below. And with this in mind, if the dollar is moving, it's pulling back, meaning it's gaining some strength, it means that for the euro and also for GU and the SOAU, we're supposed to be looking for shorts. All right. So last week we were able to catch some shorts around 116 pips. They were good shorts, and I'm still planning to take on some shorts. Okay. So for me, I usually love to I love analyzing DXY. Then I come to the euro, and the euro I'm also still expecting some downward trend. And when I come to the 1 hour, you're going to see that we took a trade with the team that is here. There were good sales by far, good clean setup, and it went well. So I'm expecting a re-entry probably at this particular area. This market can come back to this particular area because we're having equal highs here. We're having a fair value gap that we above the equal highs, which is liquidity for me. So we can have a re-entry this particular area. I would love to see that. But from here, seeing the market has already shifted. This is on euro, and also we were using concept of SMT, also GU, and we found that it was a good entry on the euro. So GU, we didn't have any entry whatsoever, but we are also I'm also shorting this pair because I'm also still very bearish on this pair, Sana. This is on GU, and on the 1 hour, I was unable to get some good entry. This was a good entry. Someone in my team, aliniambia, I caught these cells, and there were some good cells that were here, but this market never pulled back. So I'm expecting this market also, as much as the sell side has been taken, I'm also expecting this market to pull back, give us a re-entry, then you can continue going below. Then I will finish up because I don't want to take a lot of time. I'll finish up with USDCHF because this is what I'm seeing clearly. It's a good entry for me. I will start with the daily. I'm expecting the market to pull back simply because of the dollar. We have analyzed the dollar and we're seeing it's a good area. The market has started gaining strength. So on the USD CHF, which has a positive correlation, the direct correlation, market is very bearish on the higher time frame, but lower time frame you can catch some buys. This is what we usually call the pullback strategy, and you need to understand how pullbacks are traded. Pullbacks are never a guarantee, but you can catch some good pullbacks because if you continue trading continuation trends, you can even wait up to months before you catch those probably the major trends like this market. From where it is, this is on USDCHF, until where I'm expecting to short this market, this is around 188 pips. If you can catch this 188 pips, even if it's not the entire 188 or 187, if you can catch even 100 pips, that's enough for me. So last week on Thursday, I guess it was on Thursday, the market actually bought with a good candles, as you can see, very healthy candles, leaving a lot of imbalances here down. Market swept liquidity, market is clearly bullish. Bulls have come and have kicked in very strongly. And I'm expecting this market to continue going higher to areas of liquidity, as you can see, which are here. So the first area I'll be liking to taking some partials is probably here. But where is my entry? My entry will be below here, this particular area. So all this entire area this is where I'll be loving to see some good buys on USDCHF. So my entry is purely simple. I observe liquidity. Liquidity, that is what engineers are, but that's what the engine of Forex. Liquidity has to be respected. If you don't respect liquidity, you're going to become the liquidity. So the liquidity lazima to respect. So the entire area that we're seeing here, this is the push that we had for the shift. This is where I will be looking forward, taking some buys if this market can come back here. I'll be up when the market opens. So it's going to open with a gap that is going to be down and comes to this particular area, I'll be looking to buy this market and continue to target areas, posing areas of liquidity, which is going to be this previous week's high and also this area that is here. All right. So those are the three or the four analyses I have done for you, and I will give it back to Basweti because our previous speaker took some time, but it's because of his laptop. He told us that he was having issues. But thank you for the presentation. Back to you, Basweti. And guys, stay woke. Fundamentals are the thing that you're supposed to be observing also. Check also the fundamentals because this push that we had last week, there was a CHF bank policy rate that was happening. That's why we had this push. Simple, and it came out at 11:30. I guess it was on Thursday. So we need to be very alert with the fundamentals. And anytime when you see Powell is speaking, please go back to the fundamentals. We have so many things that you can use to search. Bloomberg, we have Forex Live, Forex Street, and you just check out whatever probably this guy said. It's very important. And for gold, I will say something that I have actually seen today, which is very, very good. We are actually seeing bears have started kicking in. And yes, we have a lot of liquidity that has to be consumed. There are so many areas. And I would love to see to short this market. This area, I will agree with my last presenter. This area is a good area to take sales from 30.45, 30.46 there. A very good area. That was the area that is lastly, that has an imbalance. I would love to see some shorts. I will take some shorts here. This market can come back here because I can see clearly we are having bears starting to kick in. So if this area is going to be violated, the market continues going higher, it means this was just the shift that we are seeing. It's just a fake out. But if this area is going to be respected, then we're going to see the market even selling off from there. So let's be woke, let's be sharp. All the best this week. Let's go in and let's go hard. And we usually say no risk, no Ferrari. So thank you so much, Basweti. Back to you.
Thank you so much for that presentation. So guys, I'm going to give the mic to the next speaker as we wrap it up. We're going to take the next 10 minutes. Kim, are you there? Kim?
Allow mzee. Okay, so for me, I'll be very brief. I think straight and direct to the point, all ideas have been shared. So I think for this week, I think we're targeting a bullish DXY. I think I'm sharing. Is it visible? Is it visible? Benzi?
Yes, you can see your screen.
So last week we had this what is USD card asset. I think we had a nice buy. We took it from here. I think I'm still holding it as we go to this area of liquidity hapa juu. Kuna area 1 liquidity hapa juu as marked. We have a clear double bottom and the price imekuwa respect. So I think we got this buy on Tuesday. Tukua tukihold pole, but it took some partials from this zone hapa. And then we let the others to run some positions. So I'm still holding some positions on USD card. Buys, I think, look to exit from this area 1 liquidity up on the daily. So I think if you see on the daily, I think we are counting one candlestick one day. So I think I'm done on that. So on the same, we should get some nice pullbacks, maybe kesho or Tuesday on the same. We'll still look for buys on USD card. We just get a nice shift to the downside. we'll still look for buys. Shift to the downside, then change of character, tunaendelea kubuy. That is enough for USD CAD. For guys or stocks, I think we had a nice trade on Nasdaq on Friday. Last week, the stock market was quite bullish. It was retracing to the upside. I think hapa kuna some form of a trend line. Ukiangalia vizuri in a third eye. So I think on Friday we had a nice channel hapo. We took still running, but I think before market closed, we closed around 2 hour hapo. So for the guys who took the trade, but as going forward, I think we have a flip zone here. So kesho we'll see how market opens and react around this area, then we start selling. Because on the weekly, daily, we're still bearish on the same. Maybe if I think on the daily, let me use daily. Still I have liquidity huku chini kukua tapped. We have area 5 liquidity and area 1 liquidity huku chini. So this was just maybe if I remove the drawing, this was just a slight pullback to the upside. We continue selling. So if tomorrow maybe New York, because Nasdaq in moves on New York, if you get a reaction from this flip zone, we look for sales to the downside. But for the guys who entered this buy on Friday, I think they will be closing partials. Maybe kesho tuone when the market will react, but I'll be looking for sales maybe kesho New York from Nasdaq, and I'll be also eyeing on continue buying USD CAD. Maybe I can do something on gold. Lastly, on my end, I think on gold is very clear. We are all in the same page. We already have a shift. I think we are looking for to buy huku chini with the same analogy. I think on the daily, I see we had a camouflage hapa kwa watu wa liquidity, so price likely to tap that zone, then maybe we buy, or if it break to the downside heavily, we have a 4-hour, I think breaker block hapo where price likely to tap or to look for buys, because also we had the break of structure was initially happened up to the upside, the price got 3,000. So if you could narrow down to the lower time frame, I think we have a shift upper or change of character to the upside. So likely we are looking to look for sales in that zone. I think this is like the first setup. Likely kila mtu anatakana tu angalie maybe the downside to look for because we have already confirmed the shift. So even you can see the candlesticks zimeanza kulag. So most likely in your community just can refine the entries hapo and then look for sales. I think I'm done on my end.
Thank you so much for that short presentation. So guys, it's very simple. We are a whole team as E-Tribe, and then we have Capital Mark Hub, we have Team FX, we have so many other guys. So in those respective groups that we're in, updates will be shared as the week goes on. Personally, in my team, I'll share updates in the Discord server early in the morning because I really want to do timing. I want to do timing for this week. I need to really get gold at the best price level and swing with it. So I'll summarize this by saying this: no matter what you do, no matter what strategy that you're using, whatever works for you, stick with that. But one important thing is risk management. The rule is very simple. Once you blow your account, once you're on a very big drawdown, you're almost getting out of business. So apply risk management in whichever size of the account you're trading, whether it's a prop firm, whether it's a live account. Just be keen on risk management. Stick to your plan. Stick to your plan. Follow your targets. Don't be over greedy. At the end of the day, the most important thing is to see money in your pockets. Because as much as you have those beautiful setups, trade ideas, at the end of the day, if you cannot take action and execute those trades with proper risk management, then you're just wasting your time. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. For my team, we're having a meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. in the morning, as usual, so that we can get ideas for intradays. And then as the week goes on, I'll share updates for what is happening. You know, we are in the last week of the month, so we are about to get nice swings sometime. And then for the evening classes, we'll be also having them later in the evening tomorrow. So guys, up to that point, I think we're all good. The meeting is supposed to take 1 hour. It has taken 1 hour and 30 minutes, which is not that bad. I think it's because Ngare took so much time because he was not on his laptop. So I've done a recording of this. I'm going to share it on YouTube. You guys can go and watch it for learning purposes and also for reference. Thank you so much. You guys have a lovely night and have a blessed week full of peace.